Let's talk about something that is, let's be honest, one of the most painful things a leader has to go through, watching your absolute best employee walk out the door. It's a gut punch. So today, we're going to dig into some really powerful ideas from Michael Costelli's Think Excellence Leadership Academy. We're going to build a game plan for keeping your top talent right where they belong, with you. I mean, it's the question that keeps managers up at night, right? You pour all this time, all these resources, all this energy into someone. You watch them become a star performer, and then, bam, they hand in their resignation. It's so frustrating, it's expensive, and it makes you think, what on earth did I miss?
So to get to the bottom of this, here's our roadmap. We're going to start with what's called the talent revolving door. Then we'll totally bust the myth that throwing more money at people is the answer. From there, we'll get into what your top people really want, compare two very different ways to lead, and we'll wrap up with the one single thing you can do to become the kind of leader nobody ever wants to leave.
Okay, so let's dive right in. The first thing we have to do is just accept a basic truth about the way work works today. Your best people, they're always thinking about what's next. It's just a constant state of motion.
I think this phrasing really gets to the core of it. This isn't about luck. The best people are always looking for that next challenge, that next step up. So the real question you have to ask yourself is, are you creating a path for them to grow with you, inside your team, or are you forcing them to go look for it somewhere else? That's the one thing you can actually control.
So when that amazing employee leaves, what's our first knee-jerk reaction? We think, oh, it must be about the money. We immediately think a counteroffer or a bigger salary is the magic bullet. But most of the time, that's just treating the symptom, not the actual disease.
And this is just so important. Look, let's be clear. Getting paid fairly, that's table stakes. It's non-negotiable. But if you think a raise is the fix for everything, you're missing the entire point. It's kind of like putting a little Band-Aid on a really deep cut. Sure, it might stop the bleeding for a minute, but it does absolutely nothing to heal the real damage underneath.
And this really breaks down the difference between, say, a sugar rush and a really good meal. A surprise bonus, that's the sugar rush. You get this quick burst of energy, but it fades fast, and it doesn't build any real strength. What we're really after is that motivation with substance. That's about connecting your people to a real purpose, showing them there's a direction, a path forward. That's the stuff that builds loyalty that actually lasts.
So this brings us right to the heart of it all. If it's not just about a bigger paycheck, then what is it? What's the secret sauce that makes your best people say, yeah, I want to stay here and build my career with this team?
Just take a second and really think about that. What makes a truly talented person? Someone who could probably work anywhere. What makes them decide, nope, this is the place. This is where I want to be.
Well, it turns out it boils down to these really human things. People want to feel like they belong, like they're on a winning team. They want to work in a place where they can actually get stuff done without all the drama. They desperately need to know that you see their hard work and you appreciate it. And maybe the biggest one of all, they're absolutely starving to learn and grow. They want a future, and they need to see that future with you.
And that desire to grow, that hunger for development, leads us straight to the leader's role in all of this. Because how you see yourself as a leader has a direct impact on whether you can give them what they need.
And right here, this is the secret code. This is the big unlock. Your best people, they aren't looking for someone to just manage their to-do list and check their work. No way. They are actively searching for a guide, a mentor. They're looking for leaders who will pour into them, teach them valuable skills, and help them get to that next level in their career faster.
I mean, this just lays it out perfectly. It's like two different universes. On one side, you've got the classic boss. They give orders, they manage tasks, they command and control. On the other side, you have the mentor. They focus on development, on coaching, on empowering people. One gets you compliance. People doing just enough not to get in trouble. The other gets you commitment. It gets you people who would run through a brick wall for you. So, which one do you think your top talent is looking for?
And all of this brings us to our final and honestly most important takeaway. If you really want to become a magnet for talent, you have to embrace one single transformative idea about your role.
So, according to the Think Excellence philosophy, if you want to make that leap from just being a good leader to being an extraordinary one, the kind of leader that top talent actively seeks out,
You must first become a great teacher. That's it. That's the secret. Just think about what the best teachers you've ever had did. They invested in you, they shared everything they knew, they created a space where it was safe to try and fail, and they were your biggest cheerleader. When you start leading like that, you build a team that people will fight to be on.
And I want to leave you with this powerful thought from Michael Castelli himself. Experience is useless if not shared. All that hard-won wisdom, all those lessons you've learned, it's all completely wasted if you just keep it to yourself. So I'll ask you this, are you just a manager of tasks or are you a teacher of people? Because that answer right there is going to decide who stays with you and who leaves to go find a better teacher.